This video provides a powerful and emotional look into the reactions of innocent convicts set free, and the strength and resilience they have shown in the face of injustice. It is clear from these stories that wrongful convictions are a serious problem in our criminal justice system. Be sure to like this video, and subscribe to be notified once I upload a new video. John Bunn, who spent 27 years in prison for a crime he did not commit.
I'm an innocent man, Your Honor, and I have always been an innocent man.
Was arrested at the age of 14 by NIP detective Louis Skersler. Despite spending 16 years in prison and 11 years on parole, Bunn continued to fight for his innocence.
I want y'all to know that y'all convicted and had a wrong man in prison.
Eventually, his conviction was overturned due to the misconduct of Detective Skersler and the lack of probable cause for his arrest.
I want to say thank you, Your Honor, because in 27 years, I've been fighting for my life.
But before he leaves the courtroom, he has a moment with the judge. Bunn later filed a lawsuit against the city of New York and Detective Skersler. David Ranter spent 22 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. He was arrested by Detective Louis Skersler and was identified as the shooter in a police lineup run by Skersler. Decades later,
Mr. Brandt, to say that I'm sorry for what you have endured would be an understatement and grossly inadequate, but I say it to you anyway. The defendant's motion to vacate the judgment of conviction is granted.
A key witness revealed that the detective had provided him with a description of the perpetrator before the lineup. There was no physical evidence linking Ranter to the crime, and the evidence presented to the jury was allegedly fabricated, and he received a settlement of $6.4 million from the city of New York. Daniel Vilgas spent 18 years in prison for a double homicide he never committed in El Paso, Texas. Vilgas was arrested at 16, where an El Paso detective reportedly threatened him with beatings and the death penalty if he did not confess, and the teenage Vilgas signed a confession that was prepared by the detectives. He tried to withdraw his confession a few hours after, but by then it was too late. He was charged with 2 counts of capital murder, with the false confession being the only piece of evidence. The jury was unable to agree on a verdict. Vilgas had a retrial and the jury returned a guilty verdict, and he was given a life sentence after spending 18 years in prison. The verdict was thrown out and Vilgas remained out on bond, where he got married and started a family, but now we're in the 3rd trial.
If the defendant will please stand.
This is the moment that Vilgas will find out if he'll go home with his family or be sent back to prison to serve his life sentence.
The State of Texas versus Daniel Villegas. Verdict Form B. We, the jury, find the defendant Daniel Villegas not guilty of...
Vilgas is now a free man.
You are no longer under any conditions. You are free to leave. Thank you.
Vilgas has filed a lawsuit against the city of El Paso. Luis Vargas, he was sentenced to 55 years to life for crimes he did not commit. Vargas was 29, living in Los Angeles, California, when he was charged with 3 sexual assaults. Based on the similar descriptions of these crimes, police concluded that it was the same person that committed all 3 attacks. Vargas was later convicted on all counts, and he spent a total of 16 years in prison until the California Innocence Project tested DNA on the remaining physical evidence and clothing from one of the victims, and it was not a match, proving that Vargas did not commit these crimes.
He is in fact innocent because the evidence will show that it undermines the prosecution's case.
He is in fact innocent because the evidence will show that it undermines the prosecution's case. Vargas was exonerated. He received $886,000 in state compensation. Thanks for watching.